Hello, my name is Fernando Maldonado from Mechanical Engineer. As a main point, I will talk about the LI-NING company. Introduction. The introduction is in our company LI-NING, we have the service of creating backpacks, as well as several types of tennis that are properly our brand. Our company has been working hard for the last 5 months with coworkers on area managers to increase the production demanded by our customers. We have gained and lost customers as well as production that has increased and decreased, for which all the information will be released in the current presentation with technical data on active presential graph of the regular of our company. In the following table, the general product file, I will explain how the company's 5-month production progress was. The month 1 amount of material produced 1,000 backpacks produced per week, of which 200, therefore 3,200 total backpacks of good quality were produced. Amount of material desired. The main goal was to get 1,500 backpacks per week. The month 2 amount of material produced. In this month, production dropped a lot, for which the total production at the end of the month was only 1,500 backpacks. Amount of model desired. The main goal is still to get 6,000 pieces by the end of the month. The 3-month amount of model produced. In our 3rd-month production increased enough to achieve a production of 6,823 backpacks in the 4 weeks of the month. Amount of material desired. They wanted to get a lot total the end of the month of 7,400 backpacks. Month 4 amount of material produced. This month we were terrible. The total amount of backpacks produced was 2,355. Amount of model desired. 7,400 backpacks remains the main goal. To month 5. Our last month declining due to loss of a customer and the onset of COVID-19, which is why we finally produced 4,572 backpacks. The amount of matter desired from 1,850, it was lowered again to 1,500 pieces per week. The next, I will explain the graphs of each of the mentioned months. In this first graph for the first month, we have that the 4 weeks there was a period of sterility of 1,000 backpacks, but of which 200 of each week did not favor us with quality standards, therefore it was a decrease for the production of this month, and consequently not estimating the number of products required by the company, which are 1,500 per week and 6,000 at the end of the month. For our second month, we continue in the considerable action of 1,500 pieces of production per week, which were complicated because new machines arrived and the workers did not know how to use them. But as production of the first week there were 300 pieces, and in the second week this number doubled, which was increasing in the 3rd week. We stopped the blind and we did not produce anything and the workers were taught to use the new machines. Finally, in the final week, we only worked 3 days and a production of 600 backpacks was quickly obtained, for which there were 1,500 backpacks at the end of the month. In the graph of our third month, we can see that so far it is the one with the best results. For the company signs this month we obtained a new client. So our manager asked us to raise the estimated number of production now to 1,850. For this the first week we got 1,350. And in the following week the boss hired new workers as a strategy to increase production. And if it was reflected for the second week with a progress of 1,690 pieces of backpacks. But this taking us to the top signs in the third week there were 1,920 backpacks produced, and finally in the fourth week it decreased a bit to 1,863. This month, number 4, reduced production again because at the beginning of the month a tennis order arrived, and they sent half the group of workers to take care of it while the other half took care of the production of the backpacks. The figures of this month there were 508 backpacks. From the first week, the second week, an audition came by surprise, and 2 days of work were lost. But 617 backpacks were produced, and finally, between week 3 and 4, production remained steady in 615 backpacks with a total sum of those 2 weeks of 1,230 backpacks. Finally, in our fifth month, all the workers were reintegrated into the backpack production line. The first week produced 1,732, but as bad luck in the second week, we lost a customer and that's it. The production estimate had a drop, so we were producing according to the client that we had left as buyer. For which in the second week we only produced 1,500 backpacks. In the tier 4 virus reason, they only asked us 670, and in the fourth week we delivered the same as in the previous one. The final graph compares the pieces of backpacks produced each month and the pieces estimated by the line manager, that is 3,200. Were obtained in the first month, but the estimate was a peak of 6,000 backpacks. In the second month, 1,500 backpacks were produced, but the estimate was steadily 6,000 pieces. Therefore, in the graph, this is a drop. In the third month, as can be seen in the graph, production went to its maximum peak with a total of 6,823, but did not reach the estimate of 7,400. Drastically, for the 4 month, this decreases to a total of 2,355, which in the same way does not meet the previous estimate, but already in the last month there was a sudden growth to 4,572 pieces of backpacks produced, which did not seem to our manager because in no month did we meet production estimate given by him, which tells us that improvements must be made somewhere. My conclusion is the lining company required more production because in no month did it reach its goal. So it is recommended to hire more staff and buy another production equipment to increase the number of pieces that are made per month. So the company will improve for good and the income will rise to the sky. Thanks for your attention, guys.